Amendment books for the Republican tax plan were set out Thursday before a Senate Finance Committee meeting, where Republicans and Democrats sharply disagreed over an analysis of the bill's effects on lower-income Americans. Eric Thayer for The New York Times, Washington. The Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation said on Thursday that the latest version of the Senate tax bill would effectively raise taxes for lower-income Americans by 2021. An analysis by the nonpartisan committee projected that, if the Senate bill becomes law, Americans earning $30,000 a year or below would pay higher taxes beginning in 2021 than they would if the bill is not enacted. The projected increase stems from the bill's repeal of the Affordable Care Act's mandate that most people have health insurance, a provision that was tucked into an amended version of the legislation this week. The projections assume that repeal of the so-called individual mandate would result in many lower-income Americans choosing not to buy insurance, and thus not claim tax subsidies that help them defray the cost of health coverage. As a result, their total tax liability would rise. The committee's analysis also found that Americans earning $75,000 a year or less would also face large tax increases by 2027 because of the Senate's plan to allow individual tax cuts to expire at the end of 2025. The analysis reports on taxpayer liability by income group, not on an individual basis. Previous committee analyses have found that millions of tax filers, across income levels, could see tax increases under Republicans' tax proposals. Thursday's report prompted additional criticism from Democrats, who were already adamant that the tax bill would hurt middle and lower-income Americans. Republicans dismissed the projections and said the figures were a mirage, not a real increase in the taxes individuals would owe to the federal government. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, the top Democrat on the Finance Committee, called the development astounding and warned that middle-class taxpayers would get clobbered under the latest Republican plan. When you're reaching for the cranberry sauce, Republicans are going to be reaching for your pocketbooks to give handouts to multinational corporations, Mr. Wyden said during a Finance Committee meeting Thursday. Senator Orrin G. Hatch of Utah, the Republican chairman of the Finance Committee, said the appearance of a tax increase was only a result of arcane government scorekeeping rules. Because people will no longer have to purchase health insurance, they may no longer receive tax credit subsidies for insurance that they do not purchase. Without those credits, they see an overall uptick in their tax liability, Mr. Hatch said. The debate then devolved into an argument over what counts as an increase and the murkiness of government scoring, which Senator Patrick J. Toomey, Republican of Pennsylvania, called ridiculous, uninterested in letting go of numbers that supported his argument that the Republican tax plan was bad for the middle class. Mr. Wyden dismissed Mr. Toomey's concerns. "I've never heard a senator try to psychoanalyze a Joint Committee on Taxation table," he said. Mr. Toomey later released a table that the committee had prepared for him, showing the projected effects of the amended Senate bill excluding those related to the mandate repeal. That table projected tax cuts in every income bracket in 2023.